World Cup qualifying Africa Rwanda vs Nigeria prediction, team news, lineups preview. Aiming for a strong start with Nigeria, Eric Shell's Super Eagles travel to Rwanda in World Cup 2026 qualifying. Needing a positive result in Friday's Group C encounter at the Amahoro Stadium. The three-time African champions find themselves second bottom entering the fifth round of matches, trailing the joint leaders by 4 points, and they can ill afford further slip-ups as they attempt to qualify for the global finals. Match preview. Rwanda dare to dream after 4 games in World Cup qualifying, as the Amavubi sit joint top with South Africa and Benin on 7 points in Group C heading into Friday's match against the African Giants. Despite suffering a 1-0 loss to Benin last June, the Wasps responded with a narrow victory away from home by defeating Lesotho, placing them in a promising position ahead of the first of 2 home fixtures. Having never participated in a World Cup finals, new boss Adel Amrouche hopes to secure a victory in his first match in charge of the East African nation as qualification reaches its halfway point, aiming to capitalize on a pair of games in Kigali. Rwanda hope for the best-case scenario over the next 2 fixtures, with Bafana Bafana facing Lesotho on 5 points and Gernot Rohr's ambitious Benin. Success in both matches could put the Amavubi in a favorable position, so you could forgive the home support for thinking ahead before Nigeria's visit. Stating that the Super Eagles have underperformed is an understatement, as the African Giants have started their campaign winless in 4 games, playing 3 draws and suffering a 2-1 defeat in Benin despite taking the lead through Raphael Onyedika. Shell's appointment in January, 7 months after that June 2024 setback, received mixed reactions in the West African nation, and the Abidjan-born Malian manager aims to secure results to win over the skeptics. Achieving success in his Super Eagles debut is almost crucial for the 3-time African champions, who sit on 3 points heading into Friday's match in Kigali, if they wish to maintain realistic hopes of qualifying for the 2026 tournament after missing out in Qatar. Nigeria have never been uninvolved in consecutive finals since their 1994 debut in the United States, qualifying in 2010 after narrowly missing out 4 years earlier. This iteration, which features the continent's best players over the past 2 years, Victor Osimhen 2023 and Ademola Lookman 2024, strive to avoid the shame. However, the Super Eagles, winless in their last 3 encounters with Rwanda and suffering a 2-1 defeat at home in an Africa Cup of Nations qualifying match in November 2024, must secure their first win in the East African nation to bolster their World Cup chances. Team news. Yunusu Nshimiyimana and Fitina Omborenga are not expected to play against Nigeria on compassionate grounds following their father's passing on Monday. Rwanda, joint second lowest scorers in Group C with 3 goals, have had different goal scorers, with Innocent Nshuti, Gilbert Mugisha and Georgia Kwizera finding the net for the Wasps. Having conceded only 1 goal in qualifying, Fiacre Ntwari could register his 4th clean sheet for the East African nation if they prevent the Super Eagles from scoring. It will be intriguing to see if Shell opts for the 4-3-1-2 formation used during his time as Mali boss at the previous Cup of Nations, or if he decides on a 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 with the Continental Giants. After missing Nigeria's draw with South Africa and loss to Benin in June 2024 due to injury, Osimhen, who has scored 26 goals for Galatasaray this term, seeks to find the net for the first time in World Cup qualifying in Kigali. In-form Nantes winger Moses Simon could start in a front 3 alongside current African Footballer of the Year Lookman and Osimhen. Or he may be deployed as one of the wingers if Shell plumps for a 4-4-2 formation. The lack of players in defense means the back four is almost predetermined, with Ola Aina and Bruno Onyemaki as fullbacks flanking William Troost-Ekong and Calvin Bassey. Rwanda possible starting lineup: Ntwari, Nyagina, Mutsinzi, Manzi, Nyamagabo, Sahabo, Bizimana, Rubanguka, Raphael, Nshuti, Mugisha. Nigeria possible starting lineup: Mbali, Aina, Troost-Ekong, Bassey, Onyemaki, Ndidi, Onyedika, Iwobi, Simon, Osimhen, Lookman. We say, Rwanda 1-1 Nigeria. Despite Nigeria's ambition to avoid the ignominy of consecutive World Cup absences, this iteration has thus far flattered to deceive despite the presence of Osimhen and Lookman. Facing a defensively solid home side, the Super Eagles, who have scored just one goal in each of their 4 games, may have to settle for a point in Kigali. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.